Another RX8 in the family. Braxton's car just getting dropped off at CAA. Probably a good thing to get when you buy a rotary powered vehicle. So we've cleaned up the engine bay a little bit, and I'm waiting. The plug should be here today, wires and coils. So here's the two leading plugs that were on it. I haven't pulled the trailing plugs yet. I don't know, it's coming along though. I'll show you the inside of it. It's really clean. There's 66,000 miles on it. In kilometers, that's 100,000 kilometers. Here's the interior. It's got GPS nav. The screen flips up. I guess he put an aftermarket stereo in there. Put it on, but here's the back. It's pretty neat. In the trunk. Trunk's clean. There is a W7 box with the JL audio amp. I'm not sure what it is because it's stuffed in there. I heard these aren't the best. But anyways, it's not hooked up right now because we got to get a new battery for this thing. The battery's like 8 years old. So I'm not going to stress the motor and the ignition system with a weak battery. And I don't need that to add to it. There's zero rust on the car. It came from New York. We're in Canada, in Ontario, just outside of Toronto. So it wasn't a far journey for it. 6-speed manual transmission. Obviously, it's the only way to buy an RX8. But like I said, it's super clean. Like, it's super clean. So anyways, this, I pulled it off. I sprayed it with this cleaner. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then I took it into the bathtub with nice warm-ish hot water. Rinsed it out really well. And then after you rinse it out, I used, just from my son's motocross bikes, Fab 1 spray-on air filter oil. You should 100% oil these after you wash them. And you want to be somewhat mechanically able to purchase a used one of these for sure, but there's zero rust on it. So I'll get back to you in a bit once we get the plugs and everything in and new wires, and we'll catch up. All right, replaced the coil packs, all 4 of them. The faceplate that holds the coil packs down, I don't know if you can see that 4th one right there at the shiny nut on it. The stud actually snapped off because these nuts have never been off and everything was rusted. So I took the whole plate off, grinded off the old broken stud, put a fresh new stainless bolt through there. I've got these coil packs on. We'll upgrade probably to the LS coils, but for now, let's just go through this thing and sort of freshen everything else up. Here is a 13-tooth starter, so we're gonna upgrade that. It's still the original 1st gen starter that's under this thing. I'll get my camera down there, right there. So there, that starter is gonna come off. Let me see, we've got fresh spark plugs, and they're not cheap. They're about $25–30 a plug. So plugs, coils, wires, oil change is happening tomorrow. Differential rear diff is happening tomorrow. Didn't video any of this, but it's pretty boring. So replace the starter, and the battery seems to be holding a good charge. Anyways, the starter is night and day different. The best way to drain the coolant out of this is to use your wife's spaghetti pot that we eat out of, and I have 2 of them because I'm thinking we're gonna get 3 to 4 liters of coolant out of this puppy. Drain this out. Oh god, it's orange. Oh, it's dirty, bro. The coolant is dirty. There we go. Yes, this is probably the worst engine coolant I have ever seen in a car. What color is it? I'd say it's dark brown. Okay, we're filling up here. I'm gonna set the camera down. The coolant. Look at the color of it. Okay, next we're on to the transmission drainage. So there's the lower bolt, and then above it, if I can see it here, it's right there, there's the fill. So you'll put a new washer on, crush washer on that, put the bolt back in, and then use a little oil transfer pump and stick the hose in there and pump that puppy up with the right amount. So I'm letting this drain off. It's pretty dirty. So here is the transmission drain plug and the fill plug. Drain plug has a magnet on it. I'm not sure if my last video picked it up, but I've cleaned off the shavings that were on here. It was pretty gummed up, but there was no big metal chunks. Here is the oil filter that I popped out. It was on this little puppy. I'm just waiting for all the stuff to get back home here, and in the meantime I'm just draining fluids. Here's for Mazda, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Nissan, however you want to pronounce it. So I'm on my second flush through here, draining it out the bottom of the radiator down there and from the engine bolt back there. So now I'm going to open up the radiator bolt and the engine bolt, and then dump another full 4-liter jug of just the water through it to flush out the last of it. It's coming out pretty clear now, and then it's just me in the dark here, and then we're adding the coolant. Got a little too much coolant there, but happy car. A new oil filter, it's all they had, but it's loving. It is loving all the love. This is what not to do. Here, this is going to be hot. Use the screw plug here, pull it out and let it drain in. Didn't lose the screw plug, it's right there on the screwdriver. Here we go. There's the stuff in the bottle. This is in the dark. Look, no light. We are out here. What you do for your kids, huh? Filling this system up. Neutral, push in the clutch. Good. Here we are. We got temperature down. Oh, listen to the fan go. Okay, temp, cool. This is where I have to look in here, wait for it to do its thing, and then keep topping it up. The bottle. Temperature is back up. Oh, is it ever rev nice with those new coils and spark plugs? It's crispy on the pedal. It wasn't like that before. It was really slow. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see in there. So, quick position there. Jump a little more. Sitting there at about 800 RPM, so that's nice. Temperature is mint. And it's looking good. So I'm going to put the cap on, and I should be taking it for a little drive, but okay, we're going to get this over with. It finally came in. We've got transmission oil, MT90 and 7590 for the rear diff. Just enough to do the job. Make sure you pick up one of these handy dandy pumps or you'll never get the fluid into where you need to get it. So let's jump on that right now. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. So we've got our MT90, which is a GL4, and we've got the pump on it, and it is going up into the top fill bolt, and below it right here is the drain bolt. Make sure you put that back in and your washer's good. And we sit and we pump this and pump this full quart in, and then we're gonna grab the second bottle and I'll show you what we're gonna do. Anyways, stick around. as I pump this, it's going to take forever. Put this in a better spot. There we go. Okay, second bottle done. New washer, crush washer on the top bolt. Reach under here. Should wipe everything down. I'm going to do it here in a second. Get that in. I managed to do this job without spilling really anything. Just the last little bit that was spitting out the end of the bottle managed to trickle down. There. Torque it to spec. Make sure there's no leaks. Oh. All right, now I got to drain the rear differential fluid, and we'll start on that. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. We're gonna put the tire back on the car, lower it back down, and then jack up the back of the car. Okay. Rear diff, drain, fill. We're going. There we go. I don't know. Here we go again. Okay. The following day. Everything's back together. Coils, plugs, wires, air filter cleaned, new starter, oil filter, fresh engine oil, transmission has been drained and new oil, rear differential has been drained and new oil. And don't forget that we did 3 or 4 engine flushes and fresh coolant in the system, and I'm telling you, the car runs way cooler. We're gonna hop in here. I have an OBD2 reader scanner plugged in. Turn it on for a second. We can actually set this up there. Push in the clutch, neutral, and it fires. So we've got an engine light, which I'll look into. I think that's our secondary air pump though. So, all right, we're reading here. RPMs or revs are at 1700 right now because it's cold start. Coolant, 22 degrees. Vacuum, -17. Throttle, 15.69. I don't even want to touch the throttle right now. You let these all the fluids in this car warm up. But everything's sounding good. Engine. It's running really smooth right now. So we'll just let it warm up a bit and we'll check the temperatures and stuff. Quick tip for Mazda RX8 owners. Open your glove box. There's a plastic little hanger here. Pop it off. Pinch your glove box, the sides of it. I'll show you in a second. Remove it. So to remove this, you're gonna wanna push this in and push this in. Push them together because there's little notches here that catch, and then your glove box will slide right out. Definitely take out your cabin filters because they will be destroyed. And under here, I have it on the front porch. There's 3, you can do it with a flathead screwdriver, 3 screws. Remove them, they're right here. Remove them, drop the fan down, unplug the harness just by pinching the little clip. And this is what you're gonna find. This is just a little bit of the gunk that fell onto the towel. But inside this heater fan is basically a nest of gross stuff. It smells, it reeks. Clean all this whole fan out and use some kind of cleaning material to clean all the blades, and that will get a lot of the stink out of your old Mazda RX-8. What I'm doing here is I'm taking compressed air and I'm going to blow out. Should be, or use a shop vac would be a great idea, but I'm just blowing out some of the, there we go. So look at this stuff blowing out of there. I'm gonna get a shop vac up in there and clean it properly. I'm using a spray cleaner. It's good to place this upside down so you don't have cleaner dripping into your fan motor. But this stuff, this is spray 9. I just don't have it in a labeled bottle. So, yep, this stuff kills everything, all bacteria. So, look at how gross that is. So, yeah. We'll just keep washing this. I'm going to clean the blades off with some paper towel, wipe it all down, and then we'll go back to the car. I'm just getting in and scrubbing each of these little fan teeth, each one of them. You can't really get to them with anything else, so I'll get back to you once I've painstakingly cleaned this fan out. Give that a good spray again, all up in here, over that way, this way, don't get it in your eyes. It was unbelievable. So, we're gonna hop in here. I have an OBD2 reader scanner plugged in, so we'll see what happens there. This is a cold start. Turn it on for a second. We can actually set this up there. Push in the clutch, neutral, and it fires. So, coolant sitting at 91, idle at about 830, 840 RPM. Temperature is where it always sits. Oil looks good on these gauges. Actually, we'll go a little further up the island here. Coolant sitting at 93. I got the heat on, so it's cozy. Doesn't smell in here, so that's a good thing. Drives really nice. Drives straight too. Steering wheel is super tight. Car is driving really nice, so gear down. Stop sign here. Roll through it in second. It's nice. What's my temp at? 91. Sitting steady at 91. Turn signals work. Let's gear down right into second here. This thing you could probably drive this around the whole island in second gear. And it's all you need. Oh, it runs pretty good. Clutch feels good too. Man, These cars are so nice to drive. And I love the motor, even though it can be a bit of a headache. You still can't just, how smooth the rotary is. This thing is so smooth. And shifting the clutch is fantastic on it. You can't beat the steering on this thing though, I'm telling you that. But yeah, we could really use some. Don't want to lose my stuff. "92 degrees. I'm not driving silly up here. This thing drives fantastic. Gear down here in a second. Oh man, this car is wicked. Anyways, if you want to have a lot of fun in a car, look at an RX8. Just do your homework. A compression test would probably be the best thing, but take it for a drive, cold start it, take it for a good 15-20 minute drive. Come back, park it, try to start the car back up again. If it starts hot, you got yourself a good little car. So thanks for watching. We got this car back on the road. It's been sitting for a long time, all fresh fluids, and it was mint. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.